Ireland and British and Irish Lions legend Brian O'Driscoll has thrown his support behind rising England star Henry Pollock, insisting the Northampton Saints back rower is good for the game, ahead of this weekend's blockbuster Investec Champions Cup clash between Northampton and Bordeaux-Bègles. The meeting, which takes place in France on Sunday, is a repeat of last season's Champions Cup final and has all the ingredients of a modern European grudge match. At the center of the intrigue is Pollock, the 20-year-old prodigy whose rapid rise, fearless confidence, and unapologetic personality have made him one of the most talked-about young players in world rugby. A rivalry reignited. Northampton Saints' visit to Bordeaux-Bègles is already loaded with narrative, but the presence of Pollock has added an extra layer of edge. Last season's final was an emotionally charged affair, and tension spilled over after the final whistle when Bordeaux prop Jefferson Poirot was caught grabbing Pollock by the throat. The incident resulted in Poirot receiving a 2-week ban following a disciplinary hearing, a punishment that underlined how quickly emotions had boiled over. With both Pollock and Poirot named in their respective starting lineups for this weekend's clash, the rivalry will be renewed in front of a passionate French crowd. While Saints will be focused on performance and progression in Europe, there is no doubt that Pollock's every involvement will be closely watched by opponents, officials, and supporters alike. Good for the game. Speaking on off the ball, O'Driscoll defended Pollock's exuberance and suggested that rugby needs characters like him to thrive in the modern era. Pollock's a bit of a pantomime villain at such a young age of 20, O'Driscoll said. He's good for the game, like him or loathe him, because you want these personalities. Pollock's habit of celebrating tries with visible enthusiasm and swagger has divided opinion. Some view his antics as refreshing and entertaining, while others feel they cross an unspoken line of rugby etiquette. According to O'Driscoll, however, those reactions are precisely why Pollock has become such a compelling figure. He's been doing these celebrations after scoring tries, and obviously it really irked Poirot, among others, and they wanted to tell him about it, he added. For O'Driscoll, those flashpoints are not a negative but rather a sign of a healthy, emotionally charged contest. You want those fiery contests. Certain teams just dislike one another, and it can be one game or it can be multiple games that build that disdain. But this is a one-time game. There'll be fireworks down there. Target on his back. Pollock's meteoric rise has ensured that he is no longer flying under the radar. Over the past 18 months, he has gone from promising academy graduate to a key figure for Northampton and England, with his form ultimately earning him a British and Irish Lions call-up for the upcoming tour of Australia. With success, however, comes scrutiny. Opponents have begun to target Pollock physically, while his behavior off the ball and after tries has made him a lightning rod for controversy. Yet O'Driscoll believes this is simply part of the learning curve for elite players who operate on the edge. The Irish great also hinted that referees will have a challenging afternoon, managing the emotions of such a high-stakes encounter. Fireworks on the physicality, the referee will have their work cut out, he said. But the other thing is the quality of both of these sides. Bordeaux's power and firepower. Bordeaux-Bègles head into the clash in strong domestic form and sit comfortably in the top 4 of the top 14. Although away defeats to Montpellier and Clermont-Auvergne have dented their campaign slightly, their attacking output has been formidable. Since the start of December, Bordeaux have put 46 points on the Bulls and Toulon, while also surpassing the 50-point mark against both the Scarlets and Racing 92. Their blend of physicality up front and flair in the backline makes them a daunting proposition at home, particularly in European competition. I haven't watched a huge amount of Bordeaux, O'Driscoll admitted, but I've seen that they've had a number of good results of late. They're in the top 4 of the top 14. The French side will be determined to assert their dominance early, especially in the forward exchanges, where they will look to unsettle Saints and re-establish control after last season's final. Saints attacking revolution. If Bordeaux bring power, Northampton arrive with momentum and style. Saints are arguably playing some of the most exciting rugby in Europe, blending pace, ambition, and relentless attacking intent. They have won 5 matches in a row across competitions, including emphatic victories during the festive period over Sale Sharks, 47-21, Bath, 41-21, and Harlequins, 66-21. Those results have not only boosted confidence but also reinforced Northampton's reputation as a team willing to challenge rugby's increasingly conservative trends. Northampton Saints are playing sensational rugby, O'Driscoll said. We talk negatively about the kick game and where it's gone and rugby. Gotten a bit boring, too many scrums, but Northampton Saints are playing a different game than nearly everybody else. That philosophy has allowed players like Pollock to flourish. Given freedom to express themselves, Saints, youngsters have responded with fearless performances that have lit up both the Premiership and Europe. A defining moment. Sunday's clash represents more than just a quarter-final or semi-final rematch. For Pollock, it is another chance to prove that he belongs at the highest level, not just as a player but as a personality capable of handling pressure, hostility, and expectation. For Northampton, it is an opportunity to show that their attacking identity can succeed on French soil against one of Europe's most powerful sides. And for Bordeaux, it is a chance to settle unfinished business and reassert their authority after the disappointment of last season's final. With history, rivalry, and contrasting styles colliding, O'Driscoll's prediction seems inevitable. There will be fireworks. Whether Pollock plays the role of villain or hero once again may depend entirely on the outcome, but one thing is certain: he will not be ignored. And in O'Driscoll's eyes, that is exactly what the game needs.